All right, it's about time, so let's go ahead and get started. Hello, everyone. Thank you again for joining us on this webinar today on an overview of Zoho CRM. My name is Kirti, and I'm happy to be delivering this webinar today. I am going to run through what Zoho CRM has to offer for your business. By the end of this session, my job is to help you get started with all the working bits in place. All right, so let's take care of a few basic things before we get started. First of all, if you have any questions during the course of the webinar, feel free to type them in the comment box on your screen. Our dedicated support team waiting for you online will help you by answering any questions that you may have. I'm also recording this session and will send out a follow-up email with the recorded version along with the other details that I may mention during this presentation. We will also be running polls in between, just quick ones for like 10 seconds each, which will help me keep this webinar more interactive between you and I. And if you all could take just a few seconds to let me know by using the chat box if you're able to see my screen and also if you're able to hear my voice properly. Okay, every one of you said you can hear me and you can see my screen. Very good start. Let's go ahead and continue. All right. Also, before we move forward, please share your feedback with us on this webinar on Twitter, mentioning at Zoho CRM, or by tagging us using hashtag Zoho CRM. And to begin with, we'll be looking at Zoho CRM and how it can help you choose deals, smarter and close it better and faster, and also how you can get started with using Zoho CRM. The very first step in Zoho CRM, I would say, is to set up your organization, right? Which means getting your sales team in. With Zoho CRM, this is as easy, as it actually sounds. Actually, even more easier. Step number one to do this is to add your users into your CRM account and also set the roles and permissions to each and every single one of them. First of all, to begin with, let's start by adding users, right? And to do that, obviously, you will have to log into Zoho CRM. And just so you all know, crm.zoho.com. That's like the direct way to log into Zoho CRM. And once you're there, go to Setup and Users and Control, Users right here. This will give you the option to click on the new user button to add users. All you need to do is enter the new user whom you want to invite to your organization, their name, their email, the profile that you wanted to give to them, and the role to, which you wanted to assign to them. And I will explain about the roles and profiles in a bit. As soon as you click on the save button, a new invitation link will be sent to that individual. And as when they accept the invitation, create a new password for their own, all is well and done, they will be added as an additional user in your organization. As simple and straightforward as that. Now, we have to make sure the users we are adding have the right permissions to do things in Zoho CRM as well, and also have the right access to the right data, right? And to do this, we have something called roles and profiles within Zoho CRM. Let's get started with profiles, shall we? Profiles determine what a user can or cannot do in Zoho CRM. Profile gives access to what users can see, create, edit, or delete. Zoho CRM comes with the administrator profile by default, which is for your supervisors and manager, and standard profile, which will be more restrictive with its permission. And as you can see, you can also create your own profiles like I've done right here to set up your own permissions. And let's go ahead and actually create a profile to see how easy it is to set the permissions, right? You see the new profile button right here. That's what you will click, and you will have to give the profile a name and clone a profile which already exists. I'm going to clone the standard, go for the create button, and that's it. This is actually the only step, and after this you will be straight away taken to the profile, which, as you can see, will contain checkboxes for every single module, for every single permission within that module, like viewing, editing, deleting. And as when you scroll beyond the tabs and modules, you will see import permissions, again checkboxes which you can uncheck or check in order to control the permissions. Exporting, sending emails, deleting, updating, even printing every single permission there is to give within Zoho CRM will be listed here as a checkbox. And simply by checking or unchecking those boxes, you as an admin or a supervisor will have complete control to dictate what the other users can or cannot do in your Zoho CRM organization. Now, coming to roles, which is also, which also plays a very important part in data sharing. Roles determine who can see what and determine a user's position in the organization's hierarchy. For example, as you could see in my account, a CEO, a manager, and a part of a sales team. And how roles work is very simple. Say, for example, you are assigning the manager role to the new user. That person will be able to see all the data assigned to himself or herself and the data assigned to the subordinate role, which is in this case the US sales team. And if someone is a manager, they will not be able to see the data assigned to the CEO. So to put it in simple words, roles, how it works is you will be able to see the data of yourself and your subordinates, but not that of your superior. And by simply clicking on the new role button, you will be able to create new role and define your own organization's hierarchy. As simple and straightforward as that. All right, let's move on to the next one. Customization, right? So every business is unique, and so are its needs. One size no more fits all. Getting Zoho CRM to replicate your unique business needs is quite literally just as easy as a simple drag and drop, which I will show you now. In Zoho CRM, you can customize your modules, your layouts, and especially your fields. Let's actually look at how you can do this in Zoho CRM, right? Let's start off with different modules that are part of your CRM account. Modules are represented in the form of tabs in the top black menu bar, such as leads, contacts, accounts, so on and so forth, which comes with their own layouts, and each and every single one of them comes with their own fields as well. And to customize these, all you need to do is go for setup again. This time, go for customization, modules and fields. And first of all, you can go ahead and start renaming each and every single module to whatever you want to call it. So let's say leads could be prospects, and I'm going to hit save, and there you go, it's renamed. So accounts could be, say, companies, contacts could be customers, so on and so forth. So the point is, you can have your own nomenclature associated to each and every single one of the tabs that you use in your Zoho CRM. Also, by choosing the Organize Module button right here, you can reorder all the modules and the way they look in the top black menu bar completely. And if you feel one of these modules may not be useful to you, to your business, just click on them and move it to the left side, and they will all be removed from your layout completely. So you don't have to bother with those modules at all. You can just work with the ones that you really need, right? All right, what else can you do? You can also create new modules in Zoho CRM. And let's actually understand this better with an example, right, of an industry, say real estate. So let's say I'm a real estate agent. I would obviously want to see everything, my business per se. In the case of modules, let's try creating a business module for me. And to do that, all I need to do is go for the Create New Module button, and which will take me, there you go, to the layout editing section, where first of all I can go ahead and rename the module I'm creating to whatever I want to call it. So I'm going to call it buyers, and I am then going to start adding fields of my own to that particular module. You see to the left the list of all the fields available. So if I want, let's say, in the real estate example, I want a field to capture all of the property names. So I am going to create a field, rename it to call property name. I may also want a field for capturing my property size. In that case, I can use the number field type because property size is always going to be a number, right? So I am going to rename that. So like this, you can create multiple other fields by just simply dragging and dropping the type of field you want, be it a date field, date time field, or a URL field. Wherever you want it, you can drag and drop it, rename it to whatever you want to call it, and like this, you can create up to 50 custom modules of your own. So my point is, you can not only customize the names of the modules, the position of the modules, removing modules, you can also create your own custom modules, up to 50 of them, to completely customize every single one of those modules the way you like to see it, right? And when you click on a module, so let's go ahead and go to the prospects module, right? When you click on it, you will also be able to customize the predefined modules as well, exactly the same way I did with my own module. I can drag and drop the fields simply as that in order to rearrange them. I can create new sections if I want to, rename it to whatever I want to call it, and I can categorize my fields however I want to, simply by dragging and dropping. Again, as simple as that. And I can also place my mouse over fields that I think may not be useful for my business, and click on the delete icon right there and simply get rid of those fields immediately. As simple and straightforward as that. And if you wanted to make any of these fields as required fields, just place your mouse over that field, click on the settings icon, click on mark as required. As simple and straightforward as that, to make fields mandatory or non-mandatory, right? I hope you guys are following me till now. And one more final thing about customization. As you can see, each and every single module can have its own layout as well. Meaning, in the case of our real estate example, right, you would want to have separate layouts for each of your services. Let's say we create a new layout in my buyers module called residential, which will have all the details concerning to my residential projects, and another layout pertaining to the commercial projects that I do. So for example, if I click on this commercial module, or commercial layout, sorry, you will see all the fields arranged in a specific way. I can rearrange the fields however I want to, right? And I can go ahead and hit save. I can even delete fields, mark fields are required as I see fit, and then save layout. And if I now quickly go back, sorry, to the residential module right there, you will see it is still in the buyers module, but there are two different layouts in the same module with two different set of fields. As you can see, the field arrangement, the number of custom fields I've created, the field that I've deleted there is still present here. So my point is, you can maintain two layouts in the same module, or you can actually maintain up to 4 layouts if you want, in each and every single module. So essentially, this way you can manage multiple layouts for multiple departments in your business, and have them all effectively tracked within Zoho CRM. I hope that was helpful to you guys. And following that, I am going to quickly give you guys a poll, and I'm going to pause for just about 10 seconds. If you could just take a moment to answer that, I would really appreciate it. And I'll tell you why I launched this poll. All right. I've actually asked you guys, how many custom fields do you think you would need for your organization? Most of you actually said less than 50. Some of you went as high as 150 to 200, which is actually a really good thing, and I'll tell you why. Within Zoho CRM, no matter which module you take, be it a custom module you created or a module which already exists, each and every single module can contain up to 300 custom fields. I'm not kidding, it's actually that high. All you need to do again is just drag and drop the fields, and you can create up to 300 custom fields on top of the already existing fields that we created for you. Isn't that cool? All right, let's go ahead and move on. So you have your users added, gave them the right roles and profiles, did the customization even on your Zoho CRM. What's next? Configuring the module where everything comes together within Zoho CRM, I would say, is the next step, and that is the Home tab. Your Home tab is actually the very first thing you will see upon logging into your Zoho CRM account, and it's one of the most important sections as well. This makes customization its flavors to your business all the more important. And as soon as you log in, as I mentioned, at the very top, the very first tab you will see will be the home screen. And this is my home screen right here. And as you can see, it shows me the most important thing pertains to my business. All of my leads are arranged by source, the tasks that needs to be done today, and my opportunities closing this month, and more. In my real estate example, let's say my regional sales managers would want to see how each region is performing in terms of sales and everything, right? So my managers, what they can do is add such dashboards and views right here on the home screen by clicking on the Add Component button to see how well their team is performing right here, in a consolidated view, right? And there is also an option to share your home screen or home dashboard with others by clicking on the Customize Home Page button right there. By going here, I can click on this Edit Properties button, and what I can do is I can pick and choose whom in my organization I want to share the home screen that I created. So basically, this way you can make people view what they should by sharing your home screen to them, to every other individual in your organization if you want to. Right? I hope that was to your liking. All right, so even the home screen is now configured and customized. What next? Now that your CRM account is set according to your business needs, your next concern will obviously be data. And when I say data, I mean clean data that are free from any duplicates. Speaking generally, data in Zoho CRM can be obtained from different sources, and the most important source of them all, from all of our experience, we would say is the import. Import, which lets you get your data from different sources. Many of you may have used Excel spreadsheet, or you could have just come from another CRM. In this case, you would need your records to get to Zoho CRM, right? Without any loss of data. And Zoho CRM lets you do this easily without the fear of any loss or without the fear of any duplication. All you need to do is go to Setup again and go to Data Administration this time. Go to Data Import, and basically all you need to do is select the CRM that you previously used, authenticate yourself, and you can import all of the data from your old CRM and put it into Zoho CRM. If you have Excel spreadsheets that you want to import, you can also go for the other option in order to import all of your Excel spreadsheet one after the other as well. And while you handle so much data, there is every possibility that duplication may happen in your Zoho CRM account. How would you deal with it if and when the data actually duplicates? That's when you will go for the deduplicate option within each and every single module, the primary modules. If you take accounts, for example, and you will see the deduplicate right there. Contacts, again, deduplicate will be right there. All you need to do is go for that option to find, search, and merge your duplicates. And you can search your duplicates using any of these options right here, and just simply click on Find and Merge, Yes to proceed, and Zoho CRM will automatically do a calculation or a search for all of the duplicated records. There you go. And it'll give you whether to do it later or resolve now. And if you're ready to do it, just go ahead and click on Resolve Now, and you will be able to completely get rid of all of your duplicate one after the other without doing much manual work. All right, the second source of data, since we are on the topic of data, we would say is the web forms, which helps you capture information about your website visitors to your Zoho CRM without you having to do any manual work. Let's see how it is done, right, to understand it better. Right, again, setup, which is the place you will go to in order to set up anything and everything within Zoho CRM. And this time, developer space and web form right here. So basically, by clicking on the Create Web Form button, you will be able to drag and drop the fields into the layout, and these fields are all the fields available in the module you selected. As you can see, I've selected the prospects. You can create web forms for all the other modules as well, as listed there. And these fields are the predefined and the customized fields. All 300 of them will be present right here. And just hang on for one moment. Okay, sorry for that interruption. Let's go ahead and proceed. So once you drag and drop the field into the layout, all you need to do is just click next and save right here, and you will be given an automatically generated HTML code. All you need to do in order to use this web form is to go ahead and copy this and paste it on your website. No coding expertise is needed at all in order to use this particular web form. And once you pasted your code on your website, for example, this is a dummy website I've created for my real estate example. And in the contact us page, I've embedded that particular code which I've shown you, right? And if I go here, if you guys want, I'm sure you're able to see the URL of the website as well. Just go ahead and submit your details as well. As simple and straightforward as that. And once you do that, if you come back to Zoho CRM, go to prospects, and I'm going to go for today's prospects. You will see, there you go. That's the actual user record I've submitted through the web form, and it is automatically captured within Zoho CRM. That's what the web form will help you do. I hope that is a feature to all of your liking. Now, I am going to quickly run a poll. Again, this poll is very important because this is what I'm going to discuss next. So, if all of you could take a few seconds to answer this, I would really appreciate it. That's it. Okay, very healthy turnout. Let me show you the results. All right, I've asked which mode of lead assignment will best suit your organization, and most of you, as I thought, actually mentioned assigning based on a specific condition, right? Which is very good because that's exactly what we are going to talk about next. All right. Let's say all of your leads are coming in through your web form, right? Now, your Zoho CRM is set your needs, and also it has clean data. So for your business to function smoothly and to increase your team's productivity, you will have to find a way to assign the incoming leads to every single one of your sales reps properly to have more productivity, right? Most of the time, what you would do is go to the incoming leads, edit them manually, and change the ownership to the other users like this, and hit save. This is actually okay, provided that you're only getting a few leads in a day, right? But what if you get 100 leads a day or even 1,000 leads? At that point, this manual option will become a tedious work. So that's when assignment rules comes into play in Zoho CRM. It actually lets you assign the right leads to the right people within Zoho CRM. And you can do that within Zoho CRM using two ways. One, based on a specific condition, and two, based on a round robin method. Right? For instance, you may want to assign leads coming from a particular region to a particular salesperson, or you may want to assign leads from a particular source to a particular salesperson. Assignment rules make this happen. Let's actually see how this works in Zoho CRM to understand it better, right? First of all, let's go ahead and go back to setup, and this time go to automation right here and assignment rules right here. And we'll set up an assignment rule here for my real estate example. Let's say Zilka Properties Inc. wants all the leads whose source is website to be assigned to one of their sales rep, say Martha, right? So all I need to do is click on the create assignment rule, and you see this create rule entry button right there. All you need to do is click on that, and to talk about the first option based on a specific condition, right? All you need to do is go ahead and select a field. Again, both predefined and customized fields will be listed right here, and you can select any field at all to reroute the incoming leads to a specific individual. So in my case, I'm going to take lead source, and I'm going to say lead source is website or web research or web download. Let's go for web download. And I am going to tell the system every time a lead comes in from my website, go ahead and assign it to Martha Hills. and I can just simply click on the save button right there, and that is done. If say for example I want to create another rule when you really can't identify which leads you want to assign to whom, you could always use the round robin method right here, which will distribute the lead coming in equally amongst salespeople. This lets you optimally balance the number of leads a sales rep can handle, and all you need to do is select the users to whom you want to assign the incoming leads and hit the save button right there, and pretty much that's it. The assignment rule will be in effect from then onwards. As simple and straightforward as that. All right, so you've got your leads coming in, you've got the right person on it. Wouldn't it be great if you could find out which are the right ones to focus upon, right? That's exactly what you can do with scoring rules in Zoho CRM. Now let's have a quick look at how it actually works, shall we? Again, go to Setup, and again, go to Automation, and the very last option will be Scoring Rules. Say, I wanted to set up a rule for my leads module, and I chose leads or prospects as I've renamed it from the dropdown. And I will have to click on this Add button right here. And by clicking on this, I will be able to use all of the fields. Again, every single one of the fields will be right here. And I'm going to stick to my previous example. So lead source is web download. So whenever a lead comes in through the my website with this lead source, I want to give them 5 points, and I'm going to hit save. And as you can see, I've also used other fields, like if a lead coming in who belong to an industry which is a large enterprise, obviously I would want to concentrate on that lead more, right? For that, I've given 10 points again. So like this, you can add points for each and every single one of the options available here. For say for example, every single email that's been opened that you sent or clicked or bounced, you can add or subtract points. Every in a survey that's been responded to, every Facebook or Twitter comments, posts. For everything, you can set up a point so that each and every single one of your records or your prospect and customer records will be automatically scored. So I'm going to go back to prospects to show you how it works. I'm going to edit my lead right here, which I've submitted. I'm going to select lead source is, remember what is selected there? Web download. I'm going to hit save. Now if I scroll down quickly, you will see the score summary is already showing 5 points for this particular lead, because that's the point I've set in the scoring rules. I'm going to edit this lead again and say I'm going to select this lead belongs to a large enterprise, and I'm going to hit save. And that's it. If I scroll down now, you will see the score is now 15 points. So like this, based on your scoring rules, each and every single lead will be scored, and you can go ahead and rearrange your leads based on the scores. And the lead with the highest score, obviously you would want to give it more priority. That's how you prioritize your leads using Zoho CRM to follow it more effectively. I hope you all followed that. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next one, right? Now we have our leads assigned and scored. What about the several mundane tasks that are part of your workday? Your team probably spends hours together doing them manually, when there is actually an easier way out within Zoho CRM. We call it the workflow rules. And with workflow rules, you can automate most of these tasks. And it helps you automate most of your follow-up activities, like sending out an email or creating a follow-up task or updating a field automatically, etc. Now let's say I wanted to create a new workflow rule within Zoho CRM to send a welcome email to every single new lead that comes into my Zoho CRM. How can I do this? All I need to do is go to Setup again, and Automation, and this time Workflow Rules. And here, all I need to do is click on the Create Rule button. As you can see, you can create workflow rules for every single module. I'm going to select prospects or leads and give it a name. So I'm going to say first email to leads or something like that, right? And I'm going to hit next, and it's a 3-step process. First step, you have to select upon what doing what the workflow rules should be triggered, whether creating or editing or updating or deleting. I'm going to select create for now. And again, here you can use any of the fields to set filters to tell the system, trigger this workflow rule only for the leads which satisfy this filter or this criteria. But to keep things simple, I'm going to go for all records, hit next, and finally, all you need to do is select any one of these options or all of these options if you want in order to complete the workflow rule. And as mentioned before, in this example, I am going to send an email for every incoming lead. So I am going to click on the send email button right here. And here are all the templates I have created. As you can see, I already have multiple templates for welcoming my leads. I'm going to select one of them. But if you are new to Zoho CRM, you can create your own templates as well. Unlimited number of templates can be created, just so you know. And these are all the other options you can do using workflow rules. You can create an automated task and assign it to one of your sales agents so that they can follow up with the newly coming lead. Or you can go for updating fields, or you can assign a tag, or you can send out a text message or call a third-party application. All of this will be available with all of the workflow rules. And if you want, you can take it to the next level and also say, instantly you've sent out an email. That's all well and good. What if 2 days after you wanted to send out a second email to the same lead? So I'm going to say 2 days after, send out a different email template. What if, let's say, 5 days after you want to send out a third email? So I can say 5 days here. So like this, you can keep on adding follow-up, time delayed actions as well, and you can have up to five time delayed or scheduled actions for each and every single workflow rule. And all you need to do is just simply hit save, and every single lead will start following this workflow to receive those emails that I've set up. As simple and straightforward as that. This actually was to automate individual sales activities. But what if in Zoho CRM, I want to automate your entire sales process? That's when you can use something called Blueprint within Zoho CRM, which is what we call the easiest way to do process automation. It's actually one of the most elaborate, effective features of Zoho CRM. Unfortunately, we don't have time to talk about this particular feature as of now, but we will be talking more about this during our automation webinar in the future. I hope every one of you will join there as well. I assure you, you guys are going to love that feature. All right, now it's time to move on to the next feature, but I have one more poll to run. I promise, this is the last before poll. I'm going to pause for like 10 seconds so that you guys can answer. Okay, I've actually asked you guys average number of follow-ups that you do before connecting with your leads. And most of you actually answered 3 to 5 and less than 3, which is also good. And the reason why I asked you that question is because of the next feature we are going to take a look at. We call it the macros. Let's take an example where sales reps of my company tries to contact 50 leads per day. That person manages to speak to 35 of my leads, and 15 goes to voicemail. In this case, what a salesperson usually does is go to that particular prospect, or one of those prospects which he left a voicemail, edit that particular prospect record, change the lead status to say something like attempted to contact, and click on save. And he can then go for sending out an email by clicking on the send email button, and he or she can basically compose an email stating I've called and will left you a voicemail. I'll try calling you tomorrow as well, something like that. And obviously the final step is to create a follow-up task so that he or she will be reminded to follow up with the same lead tomorrow or day after. And this again is good if you only have a few leads to follow up every single day. But to make your life easier and to make this more effective, Zoho CRM lets you select all 15 of those records which my sales guys left a voicemail for, and run something called a macro, which would send an email, update their fields, and schedule the next follow-up task accordingly with just a click of a few buttons. Let me first show you how the macros are done, and I will then explain how they are configured, right? So I am going to simply select a few records. Let's say these are all the records I've left voicemail for, and all I need to do is go for the run macro button. And as you can see, I already have a macro called left voicemail. If I click on that, there you go. The system's now telling me these are all the three things that this macro is going to perform, which is exactly the three things that I've just shown you: updating the lead status field, sending an email, and also creating a follow-up task. As simple and straightforward as that. It's all done for all these leads. So I am going to click on one of those leads, for example, Ronald. Oops, there you go. And if I scroll down to take a look at the lead status field, it's attempted to contact. If I scroll down to the email section field, there you go, just checked in. That's the email which just went out. And if I scroll down to take a look at the activities, a follow-up activity has just been created. So this is how macros help you to make you do less work for repetitive actions. And all you need to do in order to configure macros is go ahead and click on the Run Macro button again. You will have a Create Macro button right here, using which you can give it a name, whatever you want to call the macro, for example, left voicemail, and you can select an email template. Again, if you don't have an email template to be selected, you can go ahead and create your own, and you can go ahead and choose a field to be updated, not just the lead source field, but every single one of your predefined and customized fields will be listed. And finally, you can add a task to be configured and assigned to someone in your organization. I hope you guys followed that and you liked it. All right, let's move on to the next one. When everything has started to work, the next important thing is communication. Your customers and prospects are everywhere in this digital age, right? And you will have to reach them through every channel. The good news is Zoho CRM is truly multi-channel, meaning email, telephone, chat, social, in-person communication. All of these channels can be brought together in Zoho CRM. Let's go one by one, shall we? First of all, email. It is still one of the most trusted sources of communication. Zoho CRM actually lets you see the full history of your communication within each and every single one of your prospects and customers, both the sent and received emails. And if you want to see email analytics, if you go to Setup, Customization, Templates, and click on any of the templates that you may have sent out to a bunch of leads or contacts before, you will be able to view all of the analytics for the entire template. Say, for example, on a particular day, how many times that template has been sent, how many was delivered, how many opened, how many clicked, how many unopened. Every single one of them will be listed right here, one after the other. And for emails, we also have one more very important feature called Sales Inbox. Basically, Sales Inbox will help you configure your email address within Zoho CRM, which will neatly categorize all of your sent and received emails, and you will be able to track them all from this particular page. And the next one is telephones. Right? When customers give us their time over a call, it's crucial that we make the best of it. With Zoho CRM, we have something called a phone bridge integration, using which can be accessed from Setup, Channels, Telephony right here. And these are all the phone systems that we directly integrate with. And most of them, as you can see, are voice over IP systems. And if you use any of these systems, by simply doing a few clicks, you will be able to configure it with Zoho CRM. And once you do that, all you need to do is simply go ahead and go to a particular record. So I'm going to take Megan, my customer. And as you can see, beside a phone number, you will have a call button. By clicking on that, you can make outbound calls directly from within Zoho CRM. You can accept incoming calls. You can even log missed calls from within Zoho CRM using the telephone integration. Now, coming to social integration. Zoho CRM helps you discover new leads and prospects and stay connected with them across all channels. When it comes to social integration, if you go to Setup, Channels again, social, you will be able to see Twitter, Facebook, and Google Plus are the three channels that we directly integrate with. And once you add your account, you will be given a social tab, as you can see, which neatly categorizes all of your posts and comments into these four sections. You can not only view the posts and comments and messages, you can like them, reply to them, retweet them. You can also click on unknown people's posts or comments and add them as a lead or a contact within Zoho CRM without you having to do any manual work. And the next one is chat. So to access the chat history of your leads and contacts, it is possible actually. You can also convert your live chats into leads, add deals, and create follow-up tasks right from your chat window. And to make use of the chat feature within Zoho CRM, you will actually have to use one more Zoho product called Zoho Sales IQ. I'm not going to go too deep into Zoho Sales IQ. To give you a bottom line of it, it provides you the access to have live chat with your website visitors, and it'll also help you track how many visitors goes to your website, which web page they go to, how much time they are spending on, which are all the links they click on. Every single one of these information will be captured along with the chat history, and they will all be added and tracked within the visits tab of Zoho CRM. As simple and straightforward as that. And finally, in-person communication. What's the best way to reach your prospect? I would say communicating with them in person is the best way still. And our mobile app could be of use here. Zoho CRM actually has two mobile apps. One, the actual Zoho CRM app, which will be a replica of the Zoho CRM website, which is freely available for both Apple and Android devices. It can be used completely offline without any internet connection. And as when you get connected to an active internet connection, everything that you've added and updated will be synchronizing back to Zoho CRM. So if you are someone if you are someone who will be traveling a lot, you obviously may not have internet connectivity all the time. So at that time, you can go ahead and use this, and you can also make use of one more feature here, which basically will locate all of your customer and prospects in Google Map within the mobile app, so that you can put directions and go meet them. And when you eventually go meet them, you will also have a check-in button. By simply tapping that, it'll capture your current location from Google Maps, and it will automatically be added as a note. All of this are specific to the mobile app. And we also have a card scanner app, which will be very helpful in scanning business cards. Up to 11 different languages can be scanned, and any business card which are scanned can be added as a lead or a contact without you having to do any manual work. Again, it is free of cost, available for both Apple and Android devices. And if you're someone who will be going to trade shows or conferences often to capture your attendees' information quickly as a record, this app will be very, very helpful. All right, let's move on to the next one. In addition to all the above mentioned, wouldn't you want to keep track of the general day-to-day activities as well within Zoho CRM? It actually could be easily and effectively done. The day-to-day activities can be categorized in Zoho CRM as three. One, calendar events, which are more appointments and invitations. Number two is tasks, which are more like to-do lists. And number three, calls, which are used to log inbound and outbound calls. And if you go to the activities module right here, oh, sorry, let me just end that call. If you go to the activities module, you will have the option to create all these three tasks, events, and calls. And you will also have a neat calendar view at the very right top corner, as you can see, which will neatly arrange all of your calendar events. And you can click anywhere you want to create a new event from here. You can drag and drop events to reschedule them, as simple and straightforward as that. You can also synchronize this particular calendar with your Microsoft Outlook if you have one, your Office 365 Online, and your Google accounts, and also with your Apple devices, be it an iPhone, iPad, or a MacBook. Completely two-way synchronization is possible. All right. Now that conversations have begun, wouldn't you want to know about performance and also to track everything that's happening? Zoho CRM helps you with all of this as well. Say you want to know leads without any notes for 30 days, or let's say you want to keep track of all the deals that are closing this month but without any follow-up activities associated to them. Obviously, there is something going wrong with it, and I wanted to, make a note of all of that, and tell my team to start following up with it, right? In order to win those deals, that's when advanced filters in Zoho CRM comes into play, which will help you to discover such information so you can work on them instantly. And to make use of the advanced filters, go to any module or tab at all. Leads, accounts, contacts. If you look to your left, you will have a list of all the fields using which you can filter. We call it the advanced filters. And say, for example, I wanted to know all of the leads which does not have, or who, does not have an activity for, let's say, about 20 days. So they've been ideal for a long time. So I can just hit apply filter, and out of my 200 or so leads, 45 of them does not have an activity for the past 20 days. They haven't been touched at all. So I can start following up with them or tell my team to start following up with them. And I can also do the same for other modules as well. So let's say give me all the deals without any notes for the past 1 month. I can just go ahead and hit apply filter. And there you go. So most of my deals actually, don't have any notes. So I know where my team stands now, and I can start, pushing them to, do a better job, of course, right? And in addition to this, we also have our trusted reports and dashboards that will give you detailed insights about your sales activities. As you may already know, within Zoho CRM, you will have a reports module, which will contain reports for almost every single module there is, which we created for you. If you guys want, you can of course go ahead and start using these, or you can go for the create report button to create your own reports. Just so you know, unlimited number of reports can be created within Zoho CRM, and once a report is created, it can easily be exported onto an Excel spreadsheet or to a PDF file simply by tapping that button right there. And it can also be sent as an email to anyone you want using any of these file formats. And it can also be converted onto dashboards or graphical representation. As you can see, donut, pie charts, funnels are the types of dashboards that we offer as of now. And reports, just so you know, can also be scheduled to automatically go out as well. You see this scheduled reports option right here within the reports module. You can go here in order to click on the new report scheduler, and any report you select, be it a report that we created for you or a report that you created yourself, will be exported onto this particular file format starting from this particular date and time, whatever you select right here, and will repeat itself based on what you select right here, and will be sent to these recipients. If you want to send it to someone who's not a part of your Zoho CRM organization in any way, just go ahead and type their email address as well, and they will also receive these reports one after the other automatically and periodically, and up to 100 report schedulers are possible in every paid edition. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Actually, wait. No, I really do feel like I'm missing something. What if I tell you there is actually more to Zoho CRM? It actually gets more intelligent as it gets more real time. Well, let's say you're communicating with your prospects. What if we said you can track and know how effective each communication has been? Has your mail been opened? Has it been delivered? Has it been clicked or bounced? Wouldn't it be nice to know all of that within one screen? That's when sales signals in Zoho CRM comes into play. To view sales signal, let me just show you that so you can understand better on what I'm talking about. Go to Zoho CRM, and you see this bell icon at the very right top corner. As soon as you click on it, you will be able to see the status of all of your interaction with your customers. You can view all of them along this column. You get to know if your email has been opened, bounce responded to, if your survey has been received, if your if your campaign has been successful, every single one of the information will be listed right here. To set this up, all you need to do is click on the settings button right here, and the enable sales signal option will be in front of you, and all you need to do is enable the signals for the medium you wish, starting from emails, email insights like open, click, bounce, a call, survey. Every single integration you have will have sales signals enabled, and they will all give you notification as when something happens on the bell icon. As simple and straightforward as that. There is also someone in Zoho CRM we want to introduce you to. Please meet Zia, the artificial intelligent powered sales assistant for Zoho CRM. What exactly does she do? She intelligently suggests you the best time to contact your prospects and customers. That's number one. She also detects anomalies, in your sales performance, in your team's performance. That's number two. She also keeps track of your CRM activities and also suggests relevant macros. For example, if going back to our macro discussion, remember manually doing macros, like updating a field over and over again, or sending an email template over and over again, or creating the same task over and over again for a bunch of your prospects or customers manually. Zia will actually keep track of all of that, and after a while she will immediately pop up and say, hey, you've been doing this manual job for a while and you seem to be repeating yourself. Why not create a macro for all of these actions? It will actually make your life easier. She will actually give you prompts like that. And let's actually see her in action. Say, for example, if I go ahead and open up a record, I'm going to take a contact as an example. You see this at the very right top corner, best time to contact. This is actually the work of Zia. So what she does is she keeps track of each and every single email you send, first of all, to keep track of when your customer opens that email or when she or he responds to it. If your customer is active in social media, when they actually make a comment or post or sends you a message, so on and so forth. So every single integration you set up in Zoho CRM will be linked to Zia, and Zia will actively keep looking out for your customers. And depending upon how active they are with social media and emails and phone calls and everything, she will give you a best time to contact for every single one of your prospects and customers. And if you want to reach a customer, if you call in the time that Zia suggests, there is definitely a high chance that you will actually get a hold of them. And on top of that, she will also reside at the very right bottom corner, where she will give you notifications. For example, as you can see, yesterday my team's closure rate actually has gone down to 38%. So and day before it's actually 88%, and even before that it's 48. So unfortunately my team is going downhill. So I will be notified of it immediately, so I can take action to improve it. These are all the things that Zia does, including creating and giving you trend dashboards, where she will keep track of your leads creation, what is your actual trend, if there are any anomalies, your lead conversion, your contact creation, so on and so forth. For everything, she would create like a dashboard, and she will keep track of any anomalies, and she will let you know. Right? All right, that actually brings us to the end of this webinar, the real end of this webinar. We are now open for questions, and I understand we covered a lot of things in this, let's say, 55 minutes, and some of you may feel a little overwhelmed as well. Don't worry about that. We have the chat box open. You can go ahead and start asking your questions, and you can also send us your questions to support@zohocrm.com, and we will be here to help you out. And if all of you could take just a minute or two to go to Twitter and tweet us at zohocrm.com, giving your honest feedback about this webinar. You can, obviously give me good feedbacks like Kirti was awesome, he was amazing, so on and so forth. But any feedback that you could give that would actually, help me improve this, I will really appreciate it. and it'll truly make my day. So if you could, please do that as well. And I'm going to shut up now, and I'm going to let you guys ask your questions, and I'm going to start to run a poll. I promise you, this is the very final poll. Just go ahead and take a minute to answer it. And thank you so very much, guys, for participating in it.